Somebody asking what is this? It would be very helpful if you can share the topic documentation link to this one, right? You're asking? You're asking for the Excel, right? Yeah, I'll share it. Okay, I'll share it. Let's go to the application. First, this is another user. From starting itself, I'm going to create. Let's go to here, go to the security console. From security console, go to the users and add a user account. So I'm created one SCM 001. This is the username. So from starting itself, I'm telling, okay. And add the roles. So as usually, I'm adding for IT security manager. And what is the another one for the setups? Application implementation consultant. And the setups related. One more is buyer. Buyer and supplier administrator. Supplier administrator. Okay. Let's click on that. You can see 4 roles I added into the user. Let's click on submit. So once it is completed, so what is the other requirement? Let's log in with user account. So what is the user? INV. SCM, this one, right?
Hi Giri, IT security manager role is required for a SCM consultant, right?
No, IT security manager, just whenever you are missing some role, right? Okay. This IT security manager is helping to add another role if you are missing. Okay. The IT security manager basically user creation and creating the custom roles and providing the users to roles. Only for this purpose, IT security manager is helpful.
Okay, so but in real time, is this particular role given to the employees of any client's organization?
Only for end user have this access, not for
So
all.
and you
Only end user and the supreme user or higher authorities have this IT security manager. Other than this, if any IT consultants who is providing the new employees data access and roles creations, okay, user creation, those have this IT security managers.
okay,
Clear?
thank you.
Even as a functional consultants, if you are joining for any implementation, even we don't have any IT security manager access sometimes, but in starting implementation, we have, but in dev 1 or SIT or UIT phases, you don't have any IT security manager. Yeah, just user is created. Let's user make an employee. No.
Hi Giri, I have one question.
Yeah, please.
So whatever we are doing implementation, setup, configuration in doing test instance, suppose.
Yeah.
So after test instance, if the client says that can you same thing can you do in production also? Is there any way we can directly move to this to directly to
Yes,
production?
we have a cloning options are there. There is
Okay,
a
whatever we have
tools.
done, yeah, there is
Yes,
a tool.
yes, yes. There is a tools.
Okay.
So up to streamline, the application is up to streamline. We are giving the manual setups. Once the application is perfectly streamlined, directly we are moving from dev 1 or dev 2, whatever the setups is perfectly. The data is moving by using the tools, Oracle tools will be there. Okay. By using these tools, we can move the data.
Okay. All setups it will come directly.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
And Giri, can we only copy the roles of one user to the another already existing user?
Yes, we
Only
can do
roles.
it. Yes. Yes. For the copy user, okay, at the time of creating the user, just click on copy user. If user have 100 roles, manually we cannot add it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just copy the user, create user account. That's it.
But copying the user will ask us to create another user, but a user is already created. We
Okay.
only want the roles of only the roles to be copied, not creating another user.
Okay, okay.
New
Already
user.
user is created.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I don't think so. That functionality is okay. I'm not sure. Is there any tools will be there to copying these rules? So at the time of creating user, we just copying for the other user as for the reference, and whatever the required roles, we can maintaining that required roles, remaining roles, we just remove from the user level. But only for roles, I don't think so. But roles data access, we are using for AD FBDA. Now employee is hiring for specific business unit as for our user employee. Now the role data access will be required. Manage data access. So for example, the user have hundreds of roles, 100 of roles, but manually we can provide the data access, right? Like if you type here and you can type for the buyer. So manually we can do all these things, but in real time, if it is a hundreds of roles for user access, we are using for spreadsheets. I'll tell you. Supplier administrator, security controls business unit. So once it is completed, let's proceed with one more access is create a procurement agent for this user. Here itself, manage procurement agent. This one. The procurement agent is the mediator. We call it as a is a mediator for the buying activities and as well as for the supplying activities. The procurement is the mediator who can take care and who can have the access for business unit complete supplier management, purchasing requisition, purchase orders, supplier negotiations, sourcing related, all this. Have the access for this procurement agent.
What is sourcing?
Sourcing is the negotiation. Negotiation module will be there, right? Procurement sourcing will be there. RFI, RFQ. It is not started yet. Let's after this, we have P2P, we have a one cycle, right? In same way, S2P is there. S2P means source to pay. In source to pay, if any employee is created a requisition, but the product needs to be negotiated from the supplier, then we created a negotiation team will be there. The team will be created for the negotiation for this particular product. It is a laptop or something, right? Say organization want for the 100 laptops. There is a multiple suppliers are there who supply for the best laptops, but I don't know who is the best supplier. Then I created one negotiation and getting the quotation. If quotation is fine, if supplier quotation is good and everything is fine for the supports related all these things, then I am going to create for the negotiation. And as for the negotiation, I am providing the award to the supplier. This is for the next topic. I'll explaining on that. Now.
Okay, just now you have selected one's option, full access to other users. What exactly is that?
No, that means this procurement agent, for example, you are the buyer in same organization. I am the buyer. Okay. Some others also buyer. But as of now, I am the buyer. I can see only for my buying purchase orders. I cannot see your purchase orders. If it is a procurement agent, they have the complete access, full access to see all the purchase orders, requisitions, sourcing related, suppliers related, everything. Okay. That's what the full access we are provided.
Means
So
this user can access purchase orders of other users as well.
Exactly. Let's go to the suppliers. Now, I'll tell you the registration process. Let's go to the setup and maintenances. One is for internal. That's for buyer is registered the supplier profile. One is for external. So where the external URL link is in the application level, let's go to the procurement. From procurement foundations, configure procurement business functions level. Here, select for your business unit. Select the business unit. From here, you have URL link, registration, spend authorized supplier registration link. I think you know about, there is a two types of suppliers. One is for prospective supplier. One is for spend authorized supplier. Prospective supplier is the person who have the only is a audience of the play, is not a playing anything, but spend authorized is the player who have the complete playing activities. Same way in the buying related activities, have the access for spend authorized, but prospective suppliers, we don't have any buying activities. He cannot participate in any buying activities, but whenever the requirement is comes in the organization level, so we are using this prospective supplier and converted this prospective supplier to spend authorized supplier. That's the functionality. I hope this explanation is completed from Chandra, right?
No.
Okay, I'll explain that. Okay, this is the URL link. See, now I'm going to let me take the prospective supplier, better understand. The prospective suppliers don't have any buying activities. He is not participated any buying activities. Okay, only spend authorized. He is the person, he is the supplier who can be participated for the negotiations, purchasing orders, requisitions, whatever that organization is going to buying from the supplier, he is only the eligibility to participate. Why? Because I'll tell you. Because what is the differentiation? Not participated. What is the differentiation between the prospective supplier and spend authorized? I'll explain further. Let's go to the prospective supplier first. Click on here. So before going to register this, okay, let me verify there is a supplier registration approvals. There is a supplier registration approvals are there. First, we need to verify, because once we created and submit to this approval, it is again giving some time taking. Let's verify before that. Cancel this. Up to now, any doubts? Please ask me. There is a lot of multiple things are involving over here. Don't confuse over. Just if you have any doubts, ask.
Yeah, supplier is any third party person or organization which supplies goods to our organization, right?
Exactly. But in the procurement, he is the key role. All
So
the
is it the
purchasing
role
part.
of it
No,
is the
it's
role of an employee who purchases things?
from organization, right?
I, yeah,
No, from
an employee.
organization, buyer is the person who take care about all the purchasing activities,
Mm-hmm.
right? In supplier, supplier administrator is there. From supplier side, supplier administrator is there. The supplier administrator receive the purchase order from the organization and create acknowledgement and responding for the purchase orders and send the material to organization. That will becomes how these all things will becomes. I'll explain it at runtime in the scenarios. Okay. In supplier registration, we have a lot of approvals processes are there. See, one is for internal supplier registration approval. Internal supplier means the buyer who is going to register the supplier profile in application. This is for approval setup. If it is a supplier registration approvals, like now we are created supplier registration, right? By using the URL link. This is the ones. Supplier spend authorization approvals. Supplier spend authorization. Specifically for the spend authorization supplier, any approvals are there. This is the place where we can set up in for the spend authorized suppliers. If it is a supplier profile changes, after registration is completed, any profile changes are happening like address or bank account or payment terms. Okay, that time this page will be directed to setuping for the profile changes. Let's first, it is not for internal supplier registrations, it's for the external suppliers. Let's click on the supplier registration approvals. If any approvals are there, we just override this. Okay, they can enable all these things. Only serials are related. Only this rule is activated. Let's edit the rule. Rule is always be applied automatic. Okay. If supplier is registered, internal, it's for the supplier registration is happening. The rule is always applied and approval method is automatic. Let's click on save, deploy. Click on this. Click on done. In same way, internal registration also we can verify. There is a lot of things.
Internal supply registration means to
The
transfer
buyer,
materials
yeah.
within the inventory.
No, that's not a internal registration means supplier is provided all the profile information to buyer. The buyer is going to register on behalf of supplier. Okay, that's we call it as a supplier internal registration. Got it?
No, didn't get.
Not clear?
No.
No, you are the supplier. I am the buyer. Okay, you don't have access to URL link, all those things, right? So you provided all your profile, supplier profile, address, and bank accounts, all this. What happened? As a buyer, I'll collected all information from your site and registered as a supplier in the application level. That is what we call it as a internal registration.
Okay.
But now I click on here URL link, right? There is a URL link in the configure procurement business functions. I click on over here. As I am the supplier, now I am the supplier. Okay, I received this URL link from the buyer. Now I am created myself. That's what the external registration. In external, supplier is registered his profile in application level. Internal, the buyer is registered supplier profile in application level. Now, at the time of registration, so the confirmation will be there. Now, this is for the supplier registration. The supplier is going to register himself. Okay, let's give the one working mail, working. Tech SCM. I have a one mail ID. We received Oracle Tech SCM. Send the access code now. Okay, click on this. The mail is received one access code. Then we can enter the registration.
So while practicing, do we also have to check this registration?
Yes, yes.
So, but will it come to our email?
Sorry.
So while doing practice, so do we have to provide our email address or how will it work?
No, if you provide your email, right? See, I received one access code, right? But if you provide a dummy duplicate emails, you cannot get the access code, right? So let's practice itself, just providing one. But sometimes this Oracle is sending a lot of messages. Once we provided for the original one. Let's, yeah. This is for Tata Supplier, Hyderabad. Or else Tata Hyderabad Supplier. That's a meaningful word. Okay. The name supplier name is Tata Hyderabad Supplier. The country is okay. Registration number. If any supplier registration number is there, you can enter over here. So what is the organization type? Is this foreign individual, foreign or government agency? So this will be the lookups. You can set up many any lookup corporation. You can set up anything. Okay. Up to now, I'm giving the corporation. And note to the approval, I'm not giving anything. This is for any document files or the relevant insurance, all those things. Okay. Then website, I don't have any website. Taxpayer, dance number, supplier type is supplier. Yeah. Now continue. The company details are created. Let's
What is DUNS number?
digital unique specified number. There is a suppliers in the foreign countries. There is one number will be there. DUNS number. Digital unique specific some number is there. Some abbreviation is there. You just search on that in the Google. So every supplier have some unique number. Okay. So based on the DUNS numbers, we have a complete certifications. Country certifications will be there. He's supplying material, he's eligible or something will be there, right? The suppliers. Like, let's, the first name is Tata. And what is the last name? Last name is provider Hyderabad. The mail ID is this. If you want to provide the mobile number, you can provide. Other than that, you just leave it. Is this a administrative contact? Yes. Supplier know all this information, right? And this is for, you can see this what roles, what user roles does this contact need? Does this contact need user account? This is the place where we can give the supplier portal access. Supplier portal access. This is the place, the account, user account. That means supplier portal account. Yes, supplier portal account is required. We can provide the access. Yes. And these roles are automatically comes. What are the roles you want to be? You can add those roles. Otherwise, all the roles will comes automatically. Supplier sales representative, supplier self-service administrator, supplier product administrator, demand planner, customer service representative, supplier bidder. This is for quotation related, supplier accounts receivable, invoice related, supplier contact related, any services related. All these roles are required for the supplier portal. So after contact, address details. So what is the address name? Tata Hyderabad address. The name, just identity purpose. So what is the address purpose? Receiving purchase order, receiving payments, receiving for a RFI and AFQ. What is the address purpose? This address is receiving purchase payments, purchase orders, and as well as bidding related things. So mail ID is same. What is that? Oracle. Yes. Oh, this is not a mail ID. Address. Enter the address name. Hyderabad. If you have already address in application, that's fine. Otherwise, you can enter. So email address is same. Gmail. Okay. So which contacts are associated to this address? Same. In last tab we created a contact address, right? Same. Let's continue. So once it is completed, what is the business classifications? What type of business this supplier is provided? So is this for minority owned or small service or service disabled? There is some, I think this is not required, but if it is required, we can provide the classification. Next, bank accounts. Country, India, Bank account. What is the bank? HDFC or FCFC. These banks are uploaded by the finance team. So you can select anything. Some random number you can provide. What is the currency? Account type is saving account. Account holder name is Tata, Hyderabad. That's all. Okay. Continue. If any purchasing activities are there, the buyer is directly deposit to the supplier. So product and services types, if it is required, you can provide, otherwise leave it. Question is supplier registration questionnaires. There is some questionnaires are there. So before going to the registration submission, there is some question. Do you have agree with attached supplier report to contract agreement or concepts? If there is any attachments, no. Even no, we need to attach. What is the next? Does this
This is a
organization, yes.
management.
Sorry?
This is a supplier qualification management also.
Exactly. Supplier qualification assignment set is there. So based on this assignment set, the supplier qualifications will comes automatically. Okay, click on submit. Is your company recognized by yes? Questions. What is the percentage of your RPS in your company? 100%. Click on next. That's it. Your registration request was submitted. Thanks for the registering, and you will receive an email for the outcome of your registration soon. Once the evaluation is completed from the buyer side, then automatically these registrations are completed. Okay. Once the registration is completed, we can see this application in front end. Let's go to the application. Go to the procurement. Go to the suppliers. From here, manage supplier registrations request. This is the place where we can verify this supplier registered or not. You can see Hyderabad supplier is pending approval. Click on. We are provided automatic approvals. Let's wait. It will take some time. So this is for external registration. If it is an internal, where we can register, click on here. You can see from here, there is a one option will be there. Create supplier. Why it is not comes. This is the same, but so we have an option, create supplier. The create supplier means that's for the internal registration. If it is a registered supplier, same, or else we can create supplier request from here itself, registered supplier. It's still in the pending approval. Click on here.
So Giri, a supplier manager can create supplier, supplier administrator can create a supplier.
Supplier manager also create supplier. Supplier administrator also have the privileges.
Okay.
Buyer also have the privileges. They can register. Let's verify the mail. Let's go to the suppliers. Push this. Supplier registration. Still it is there. What is the approval hierarchy? It's not there. See, in the Oracle, what happened? Some roles have similar privileges are there. Buyer also registered, supplier administrator also registered, supplier manager also registered for the supplier registration. And inventory manager and warehouse related, so the last session say, warehouse manager and inventory manager have, there is a lot of similar privileges are there. Right. In same way, procurement also, there is a similar roles are there. So they have the accesses for all these things sometimes. Still it is pending. If I click on this, it is not opening this URL. Not Hyderabad supplier, prospective supplier. Okay, click on here. Active. Okay. Now the registration is completed. Now you can see. So we created business relationship for the supplier as a prospective supplier. So the supplier is very good and supportive and helpful, and he can give very good approaching to the clients. Everything is good. See, let me verify that I received a mail once it is approved. Yes, you can see supplier registration request was approved. This mail is comes. This mail is received automatically once the approvals are completed. Right? If you click on here, I want to see this prospective supplier as a spend authorized. Where we can promote this prospective supplier to spend authorized? Here, there is a small button will be there. Promote to spend authorized supplier. If you click on this prospective supplier to become a spend authorized supplier. But there is a profile change options are there. So that we need to verify before going to submit.
If it is
Let's go
many
to-
suppliers also we can convert?
Sorry?
Many suppliers also that we can convert?
Yes, we can convert.
Same like what not to go for individually like this click.
No.
Uh,
Just using the FBDI, just update
okay.
that. Update, not add. There is a one checkbox is there. Update
Okay. Update.
prospective to spend authorized if 500 supply 5,000 suppliers are there. Just
Okay. Okay.
just update it. That's all. From profile changes, we don't have. Yeah, spend authorization approvals. Click on this. Only one is there. It is also automatic approval. Yeah, click on deploy. Once this supplier is become a spend authorized supplier, then only this supplier have a site and site assignments. Otherwise, see, we don't have any site and site assignments. If site and site assignments are there, then only this supplier became a eligibility to have participation of the purchase orders, all these things. Otherwise, the supplier don't have any eligibility to participate for the purchase activities. Supplier profile changes approval. Let's verify this also. This one is the first one is okay. Edit the rules. Rule is what supplier administrative. Okay, now go to here supplier, click and promote to spend authorized. Once this supplier is become a prospective to spend authorized, then the site assign the site after address, the site is comes over here. Let's click on promote. Yeah, justification. Is it? Value supplier, something. Justification why you are converted this prospective to supplier to spend authorized. Is there a see? Create sites for which business unit? US1 business unit. Click on this, submit.
And one supplier can have multiple view also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. See, we have a Hyderabad, we have a Bangalore, we have, right. Now you can see sites are enabled, but it is pending approval. You cannot edit the supplier record because the spend authorization requires is pending approval. Only the current approval can edit the suppliers. Let's go to the sites. See, automatically site is assigning over here. If you click on the site, okay, site assignment is also be assigned automatically. See, there is a 3 business units are assigned for this site. That means this business unit also purchasing this user, this supplier, and you can also, if you want to continue, you can continue. Otherwise, just remove this. We can also remove this. We need to edit this, then we can do. So up to now, I'm not editing because it is pending approval. Let's click on it. I can search. It is still in the change order. The spend authorization request is pending approval for this supplier. Once it is completed, this prospective became a spend authorization. For the purchase orders. You want to create a purchase order. Supplier still pending approvals. What is the supplier name? Tata, right? There is no any record. Once supplier is become a spend authorized, then at the time of creating the purchase order, supplier is comes over here. Let's verify this. Congratulations. This is the supplier portal URL link. Supplier portal URL link. So supplier have specific accesses. You can access, click on this. If you click on this, so we need to reset the password.
So supplier can create a ASN also from here.
Exactly. Here itself we created ASN. Now it is created. But what is the user account? What is the user ID? We don't know the user ID, right? So if you want to check the user ID, click on this. Go to the context. The user ID is this one, Hyderabad. Click on this. So Hyderabad, this is the username. Tata Hyderabad is the username. If you open this supplier portal, tomorrow I'll explain for supplier portal how the functionality will be. You can see only supplier portal access is there. There is no any setup and maintenances, no security console. Clear? If you open this supplier portal, so whatever the activities supplier is performing, see, create ASN, manage orders. Once the order is created for the supplier, the orders are comes over here. If any ASN related, we can create
What
ASN.
is ASN again?
Advanced shipment notification or notice.
And ASBN also, BN means?
Sorry?
ASBN,
Advanced shipment bill notice.
billing notice. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah. So tomorrow we can see how the supplier portal, once we created one purchase order for the supplier is received the purchase order from the supplier portal. The supplier portal itself, the supplier is shipping the material to organization. This activity tomorrow we can perform it. Let's this supplier is approved. Now you can see this supplier became a spend authorized supplier. If you want to see for this data, now we don't have access. Let's create again. Now you can see Tata Hyderabad supplier. You can create a purchase order. Now is the eligible for the purchase orders, negotiations, all the activities, purchase activities. Up to now, any doubts? If no doubts, we can wind up, and tomorrow we can discuss about how the supplier portal creations. A supplier portal creation is good. How the supplier portal itself, the supplier is responding for the material and shipping the material, how to create ASN, that activities I will show for the tomorrow. Okay. Any doubts?
Yeah, so today we have created a supplier and given spend authorization to the supplier and
Exactly.
linked our business unit to that particular supplier.
So this is one of the important topic. That is the reason I'm clearly explaining each and every point. Okay, there is a lot of 20 questions are there in interview regarding for the suppliers. Clear?
Yes, thanks, Giri.
Yeah, thank you, team. So tomorrow we can connect for same time, but whatever the activities are pending from here itself will be completed. Tomorrow we can see for the one internal registration uh, by using supplier information, and we can see for the purchase order activity and the supplier from supplier portal, how the supplier portal functionality will be there. Tomorrow we can see all these things. Okay, thank you.
In getting the supplier, we need to give our own email address to receive the course, right?
Yeah, we can give it, but give me one dummy mail. Don't give the full access mails. Okay,
Okay.
just create one dummy mail. Okay,
Mhm.
and provide that dummy mail. Otherwise, see, I can receive n number of mails from suppliers related. See, there is a lot of mails in the last time, and before also you can see. Okay, this is the dummy mail.
Okay.
Okay, Tim. Thank you.